Should you play Guild Wars 2 in 2024? Well, I am going to clear a map with you and give you my thoughts on the game so far after I've played almost 1,100 hours. Now, if you're curious and want to see some of the documentation of that, there's the Guild Wars 2 experience on the channel that should hopefully sway you if this video doesn't do it justice. Otherwise, if this video does help you, click subscribe if you wouldn't mind, since we are going to go for 1,000, so I can keep giving you guys Guild Wars 2 content as reliably as possible. But with this video, I'm going to also hopefully have some follow-ups for which classes you should pick as well. Now, I'm primarily a Ranger main, so I'm going to be doing some map completion on Ranger today, but I'm going to be giving you sort of a quick synopsis of what playing Guild Wars 2 in 2024 actually looks like. And it will vary entirely based on what you want to do. I'll try and cover everything as fast as possible here, but we're probably going to be about 20 minutes, give or take. So we're playing Longbow Ranger, my personal little self-creation, which is a untamed ranger. Basically, you'll have your initial class, which is your ranger that you pick in your character selection, and then you have your 3 elite specialization. Now, I've had a lot of fun with all of these and covered them all throughout the years, but we're going to be doing some untamed today. The premise of this is that you use your rapid fire, your secondary ability here, and then when you switch your weapons over, you'll have your multi-shot here. And what that multi-shot will do is make it so that you will get time off of your rapid fire cooldown. Well, why am I telling you this? This is a video about why you should play Guild Wars 2, right? That is one of the major enjoyable parts of Guild Wars 2. Now, the thing about Guild Wars 2 is you have to be very, very careful how you play it. And I feel like that's an issue with just modern gaming as a whole now, is you really have to be careful to make sure you're playing an actually enjoyable game, or the game the correct way, or an enjoyable way for you, rather. The reason I bring that up is because build creation is what I personally really value in regards to MMOs or RPGs or that sort of stuff. And Guild Wars 2 does it exceptionally in the open world. Now, of course, if you're doing some of the higher tier content like Fractals, which is instance PvE, or Raids, which are also group-based instance PvE, then you'll want to be using some more meta builds. But you can have a spectacular experience in Guild Wars 2 without doing any of that. This is the best MMO, I would say, for the casual player, by far, because it makes it so you can get literally just about anything you want through nothing more than... Ooh, let's see what's in here. Doors are locked. Feels bad. Through nothing more than just pure time commitment and investment. Anything you want in Guild Wars 2 can pretty easily be obtained, and generally solo. I mean, some things will take you a couple months. Certain things can take you a couple years. There's obviously different investments depending on how deep you want to go. But that's sort of the beautiful part of Guild Wars 2. If you look at my character right now, you'll see all of, obviously, my different armors, my different weapon skins, even the pet. You know, Steve, he's hanging out with us. But every single piece of this, head to toe, was acquired through some means of either gem conversion or achievement unlocks. So the way Guild Wars 2 works as a sort of unlock-based game is that it's an account-based MMO. So you'll have your standard achievement points, you'll have your mastery points as well down here, and this is for account-wide. I could switch to any other characters and you would keep all of these options. Also, quick side note, get advanced logistics so you can have auto-loot 24/7. Do this first. Just don't make your life miserable, because I did this last. It was not fun. But because of that, everything else is also account-wide. So the cosmetics you unlock, for example, like these cosmetics right here that I just showed you, can be then applied in the wardrobe. And you'll see with this is all of the cosmetics, similar to Transmog in World of Warcraft, that I've unlocked for medium. However, some of these are also cross-class. So for example, all of this armor and the scarf and whatnot is all cross-class. So I can put this on a necromancer, I can put this on a warrior, or what have you. Those are 3 different variations. You have light, medium, heavy. But some stuff that they will give you specific access to can be farmed with gold, which can then be converted in the Black Lion Trading Company, right here with your currency exchange. Now, it's not cheap, by all means. So, some people do result to swiping a card and just buying whatever they want. You could do that, but you can also literally farm for everything in game. I've been seeing people talk about Neverwinter recently and how you literally can't do anything like that, even though the system exists, but in Guild Wars 2, it's generally pretty reliable. I haven't had any issues, and if you want to take a look on the channel for some endgame farms or some gold farms or what have you, you can actually make some reliable gold pretty easily. I've managed to make, I think, a couple hundred gold in a day with good strategies and whatnot. And that's just me. Some people might be better. There might be better strategies online, what have you. But basically, the thing about Guild Wars 2 is it's one of the last bastions of actually understandable, like, business practice of sorts. Because you buy the expansion, and that's pretty much it. You put in, what, 24 bucks, I think it is, for the most recent expansion, and you can skip all of the other expansions to the current one. So, in my case, if I wanted to go to the new expansion area, I could go to the story journal, go right down to Janther Wilds, and then just go continue this story, and it'll give me a mail that'll allow me to immediately head over there. And so I can hop around to whatever it is I want, so you won't be behind your friends. You guys can all do the same stuff, coupled with the fact there's level scaling. So if we click on Steve here, we'll see he's 41, which is going to make it so that you can play with all of your friends no matter the level. And on top of that, if you're the new player, and your friends want to join you, they can join you and help you, and yeah, they might kill things really easily, because obviously I'm kind of destroying everything with my longbow ranger, but you'll still be able to have a group experience that way. So, a couple other things to talk about in regards to Guild Wars 2 is going to be the Wizard's Vault, which is the primary reason that I'm kind of out here, which is an entirely new thing that they added with the last 2 expansions. I think it came out in Secrets of the Obscure. But this is one of my favorite things by far. It really gives you a reason to log in daily and gives you some direction. Because if you're an old-time player, the biggest issue I always saw was everyone saying, oh, I don't know what to do in Guild Wars 2. That was my issue as well for the longest time, was I would log in, look around and go, there's not really much to do here, and then just kind of log out. But with the Wizard's Vault, they literally give you some semblance of direction, which will then hopefully cascade you off into some of the things I've talked about in the Wolfian experience, or in the Guild Wars 2 experience, rather. Where you start to just start exploring on your own, you start making enjoyable builds on your own. They've genuinely made it rewarding to do open world content now, coupled with the fact you can also work to unlock whatever it is you're aiming for. So in my case, I'm aiming for Kudzu, which is a legendary bow. You'll see, oh, that's Steve's ass, apologies. But you'll see right here, that's Kudzu, that is the precursor. So the way it's set up is you have to build... Ooh, we got an event going on. We have to build the precursor, or buy it, which I have as my current weapon here. And then do a couple of other things, like 100% map completion, and some PvP stuff and whatnot. Some people aren't a big fan of the PvP stuff, but gives you a little bit of variety and allows you to get better at the game. I will probably eventually also cover some PvP basics, so do stick around for those. But that is kind of the primary goal, is to pick your own goal, if that makes sense. So let me go to my personal little home base here. I mean, they've added a homestead that you can go to in Janther Wilds as well, but I'm still used to using Crystal Oasis here, because it's my go-to personally. Since from one of the expansion pre-orders, I got a infinite teleport to this expansion, so became one of my personal favorites. But if we go over to the bank right here, and we click the, first of all, well, material storage, this is the primary way to make money in Guild Wars 2. If I needed money on hand right now, I have, 26 gold, sure, but oh no, something's come out and I need money. Well, I have this resource that Guild Wars 2 will pay me in for doing whatever it is I feel like doing, and now I have 94 gold. So if I were to actually look at the sum of my stash, it's quite nice. Coupled with the Wizard's Vault here, that I was just showing you about earlier, every single one of these that you hand in, like I just did there, will give you Astral Acclaim. And with that, you go over to the Astral Rewards, and you can buy those Mystic Coins right here, or bags of coins. Now, you'll see, if you go to the Special tab right over here, 42 days remaining. I have found that this Special tab links up to whenever the next major patch is going to be. So, as a result of this, when this is going to roll over, that's when all of these Astral Rewards are going to roll over. You'll have an entirely new set. So, every season you'll be able to get 90 gold worth of bags of coins, coupled with the extra gold off of the Mystic coins, and then whatever else you want to get here. They really give you a lot of stuff just to try and get you into the Guild Wars 2 loop of just getting lost in either the open world or just whatever content you enjoy. Couple that with the fact that, like I was saying before, you can play PvP if you want. I've played a bunch. I'm never touching this trash again. But that's my opinion. World versus World, I think, is where the actual PvP experience is. I've been having a lot of fun in here playing Guardian and just absolutely destroying people with True Shot. But it will be a little bit difficult and grueling to get into. Although World vs. World I think is a lot easier since you can follow a commander, which will be big groups of people. Basically, I don't think there's one running right now, but there's a tag you'll see on your minimap that you can click on it and you can join off of the squad and then go roam around with those guys and have some fun in there. That's how I leveled one of my first characters way back in the day. But if we come down to wardrobe storage right here, this is the piece de resistance of Guild Wars 2 right here. So this is what most people turn the endgame into. Fashion Wars, or Fashion Wars 2. Now, this is the thing, is that since this is account-based, yes, we do have Guild Wars 3 kind of in the pipeline, but everything you unlock will still be here to go back and use in the future. For example, this is the one thing I like about this franchise, is I still have my Guild Wars 1 account from all of those years ago. I can go back and mess around with all of my Guild Wars 1 stuff since it's all still there. Of course, now we're getting to the point where you don't own your games and the servers can be turned off and everyone's depressed. But until that point, we are going to be trying to accrue as much cool shit as kind of possible. Also, fun fact, there is rewards for having played the old MMO as well, which is hiding in here somewhere. There's the Heritage Armor set somewhere in there. But, yeah, this is where you're going to want to start. Now, most people will go to Weapon Skins. Alternatively, you can go to the Black Lion Trading Company, go to Trading Post, and then go Legendaries right here if you don't know where to start. And then just have a scroll through here. Now this is where things get real interesting, because you'll be like, oh, well, what do you mean this is endgame? Like, what do you mean this is the open world goal, right? Well, the goal is you look through, you find one you like, you go, oh, hey, that actually looks really cool. This is unironically the one I want to make. But from here, you now have two processes. You can either take the gold farming route, or you can craft it yourself. And crafting it yourself will take you on a major journey of immense processes that you're going to have to do. You might have to do some Googling, some research, but it's a whole story. It's a whole journey unique to you and your character's experience, because the way you're going to acquire those pieces are going to be entirely different to everybody else. And that's what the beauty is that going after one of these Fashion Wars pieces will literally create a storyline for you in the process of acquiring it. And that's the beautiful part of Guild Wars 2. So is it worth playing in 2024? It's worth playing all year, constantly, all the time. Guild Wars 2 is a game you could come back to. The same way in Guild Wars 1, you could come back to Guild Wars 1 even now and still enjoy it. And Guild Wars 2, even when Guild Wars 3 comes out, there might be some cross stuff which would allow you to get benefits for still potentially playing Guild Wars 2, which would be really cool. Or, like I said, you can go for the material option or just the gold outright option. So, me personally, I'm going for gold on this one because I want to make 2 longbows. So I showed you before that I'm using Longbow Untamed, video on the channel by the way. And with this, you of course are using 2 separate longbows with 2 different skins that I farmed for. This one I got from a, group event thing. And then, of course, like I was talking about, Kudzu here. Kudzu is another legendary. So if we go into here, and we go to Trading Post, and we go All Rarities Legendary. Scroll down, you'll see the Gen 1 legendaries. So Kudzu will cost me 2,000 gold, right? If I wanted to buy it this way, with this methodology. But if I were to craft it, Kudzu is only going to cost me another 500 gold. Because I have all of the tools already in the bank and in the material storage that I was showcasing to you before. Now, you'll see here as well, my material storage is at 500 because I made some gold through doing whatever the fuck I wanted, took that gold to the Black Lion Trading Company, went to the currency exchange, custom exchanged for the number I needed, and waited for materials to be on sale. Because if you go over to upgrades here, you have banked stash tabs, as well as build storage tabs, character slot tabs, And in here, there's material storage somewhere. And that will up your capacity here. And you only need 1, maybe 2. But god, it changes the entire game. I wish I knew about that so much earlier. So I would invest in that across the board. And then otherwise, Guild Wars 2 will refine itself down on all of the other systems you've seen in other MMOs. So for example, mounts, they do exceptionally well. If you want to take a look at my video on the War Claw, this has become my favorite personal mount to replace the Raptor, and it's the most recent PvE addition as well. Coupled with the gliding that you also have access to, which will allow you to do a bunch of fun stuff with the movement. Like for example, you can finish your rapid fire and then glide right off of it afterwards. So yeah, they take all of the all of these systems, combine them all together into your own pickable, unique experience. And that, I think, is what Guild Wars 2 comes down to at the end of the day. You pick whatever class seems cool to you, you make a build that seems cool to you, you go into the open world, you have fun with it, you pick goals that seem cool to you, and then you work on those goals to get the things that are cool to you. And most of those goals are acquirable through varying means. Like I said, with the double bows that I want to make, one of them I'm doing through actual crafting, which is the kudzu, like I was saying. And then the Orion's Flight, I'm going to just buy outright. Both of which will take me on a very, very interesting journey, the start of which you saw at the start of this video. Should you play Guild Wars 2? Absolutely.